Welcome dear learners. In today's lecture, we will be covering chapter 4, the Marketing Information System. This system is a fundamental concept in marketing, acting as the critical link between the marketing environment and the marketing manager. We will explore how business build and use this system to make informed, effective and timely decision in a competitive environment. Let's outline our learning objective for this session. By the end of this lecture, you should be able to first clearly define what a marketing information system or MIS is. Second, you will be able to identify the key features that characterize an MIS. Third, we will discuss the essential elements that makes an MIS not just functional but good. Fourth, you will be able to list and explain the four main components that make us a complete MIS. And finally, you will be able to differentiate between the broad concept of MIS and the more specific function of marketing research. Let's begin our first objective, the basic definition. So, what exactly is a marketing information system, which we will refer to by its abbreviation MIS? At its most basic level, the meaning is in its name. It is a system designed to collect, analyze, supply marketing information to marketing manager. The entire purpose of this information is to help managers take marketing decisions. A critical point to understand is that an MI is not a one-time project. It is a permanent and continuous process. It always running, always gathering and always updating. Now, what do we mean by marketing information? This is very broad term. It includes all factors, estimates, opinion, guidelines, policies and other data that are necessary for making marketing decision. This information is drawn from a wide array of internal and external sources. For example, data is collected from customers, competitors, the company's own salesmen, government reports, and specialized agencies. The MIS, therefore, is the formal structure that collects all these data, analyze it to make it meaningful, and then supply it to the right manager. Modern systems also evaluate and store this information using technology to make the process of collecting, analyzing, storing and supplying information very efficient. Now that we have a solid definition, let's transition to the key features of an MIS. What makes it distinct? First, we just mentioned it is a continuous system. It is permanent and collects information continuously, not just for a specific temporary study. Second, it has a very clear basic objective. You can remember this simple phrase. The goal is to provide the right information at the right time to the right people to help them make right decision. Third, any modern MIS is computer-based system. It relies heavily on computer for storing, analyzing and supplying information. It may also use technologies like microfilms for storage. This technological foundation is what makes it so quick and accurate. And the fourth is MIS is future oriented. This is a very important feature. It is not a historical achieve. It is not past oriented. Its primary value is in the providing information that helps to solve future problem and anticipate future trends. Continuing with our list of features, the fifth feature is that an MIS is used by all level of management, that includes top level, middle level and lower level management. It is used for high level marketing plans, policies and strategies, as well as for solving day-to-day marketing problem and seizing new opportunities. Sixth, as we touched on, an MIS gathered information from multiple sources. It collects from both internal and external sources. An example of an internal source would be the company's own sales record, while an external sources could be industrial publications. Now, seventh, it collects all type of marketing information. It's not limited to one area. It gathered data about customers, competitors, the broader marketing environment, government policies and more. It then supplies all of this to the marketing managers. And this is all leads to the final and the most important feature, and MIS helps in decision making. By supplying up-to-date and accurate information, it empowers marketing managers to take quick and right decisions. This is a significant competitive advantage. So let's quickly recap the features we have just discussed. We have established a marketing information system, which is a continuous computer-based and future-oriented system. Its objective is to serve all level of management by collecting comprehensive marketing information from both internal and external sources with the ultimate goal of improving the speed and quality of decision making. Now, having a system with these features is one thing, but what makes a system good? Let's explore that next. We now move from the features of an MIS to the essentials of good marketing information system. What separates a highly effective system from a poor one? First, a good MIS must be unified and centralized. What does this mean? Unified means that all the different types of marketing information are brought together. Centralized means this unified information is kept at one central place, such as the central office. Second, a good MIS must facilitate decision making. This sounds obvious, but it is a critical point. The system must not just be a data bank or a passive library of files. It must play a positive role in decision making process by actively guiding managers. To do this, the information it provides must be of good quality. Specifically, it must be relevant, reliable, and up to date. This is what leads to an accurate decision making process. The third essential of a good MIS is that it must provide quick and accurate information. In today's fast moving marketing environment, managers have to make decisions very quickly. If they don't, they will lose marketing opportunities. Therefore, the system must be user oriented, providing information that is not only quick but also accurate, regular, and continuous. Fourth, the system must be economical. This means it must not be very costly to operate. The value and the benefit it gives to the company must be greater than the expenditure on it. We must remember that the MIS is a service and support function. It is not directly productive like a factory assembly line. Therefore, it must be provide maximum benefit at a minimum cost. This brings us to the fifth essential, which is directly related to being economical. A good MIS must be selective. A common mistake is to think more data is better. A good system does not collect all available marketing information. It must be selective, collecting only the relevant information that is truly essential and useful for decision making. If it is not selective, it results in waste of time, energy, storage space, and money. Sixth, as with the features, a good MIS must be future oriented or forward looking. It should not be past oriented or historical report. It must prioritize information that helps solve problems which may come up in the future. Seventh, it must supply information regularly. The business environment is constantly changing. Because of this, marketing managers have to make decisions continuously. They therefore require a regular and continuous flow of marketing information which the MIS must provide. Finally, a good MIS must use new techniques. It must leverage modern technologies like computer, microfilms, new communication technologies, the internet, and the latest software programs. Using these newer techniques is what increase the efficiency and accuracy of an MIS, and also it make more economical. Let's briefly recap these essentials. A good marketing information system is unified and centralized. It actively facilitates decision making by providing quick and accurate information. It is economical because it is selective in what it collects. And finally, it is future oriented, providing information regularly and uses new techniques to stay efficient. Now that we know what an MIS is, its features, and what make it good, let's look inside the system. What are its actual parts? We now arrived at very important part of our lecture, the components of marketing information system. As we have said, the MIS is valuable tool for planning, implementing and controlling all marketing activities. Its job is to identify what information managers need and then collect, analyze and supply that information to them at right time. It accomplishes this task through its subsystems which are called components. As you can see from the diagram on the slide, there are four main components of an MIS. The first one is the internal record, second one is marketing intelligence, third is marketing research and the fourth one is marketing decision support system. Let's take a closer look at each of these components one by one. The first and the most fundamental component of an MIS is its internal records. As the name suggests, this is where the marketing manager get a vast amount of information from inside their own company. So, what information are we talking about? These records provide from current, to up-to-date information on key metrics like sales, costs, inventories, cash flows, and accounts receivables and payables. Many companies today maintain these internal records in a computerized format, which is a significant advantage. It helps marketing manager gain faster access to reliable information, allowing them to track results and spot any problem quickly. The second component is marketing intelligence. In internal record looks inside the company, marketing intelligence look outside. This component is responsible for collecting information from external sources. Its purpose is to provide information about the current marketing environment and, very importantly, changing condition in the market. This information can be gathered from many external sources like magazines, trade journals, the commercial press, and even the company's own salesperson's report. This contains valuable information about market trends. Now, there is a crucial step here. The information that is collected from these external sources cannot be used directly. It is a raw data. It must be first evaluated and arranged in a proper order. Only after this analysis, it can be used for marketing managers for marketing decision and policy making also. These evaluation steps make marketing intelligent an essential component. The third component is one you are likely very familiar with, that is marketing research or MR. Marketing research is different from marketing intelligence. How? It is conducted to solve a specific marketing problem of the company. Think of it as a project. It has a clear process. It collects data about that specific problem. Then this data is then tabulated and analyzed. Conclusions are drawn from that analysis, and finally recommendations are given for solving that particular problem. So, while MR does provide information to managers, this information is specific and can be used only for that particular purpose. This is a key distinction. It is very important to remember that MIS and MR are not substitute of each other. The scope of the MIS is very wide and actually includes marketing research as one of its part. By the contrast, the scope of MR is very narrow. The fourth and the final component is the Marketing Decision Support System or MDSS. If the first three components are about gathering data, this component is about using it. So, what is an MDSS? These are the tools that helps the marketing manager analyze data, take better marketing decision. These tools includes both the hardware, that is computer, and the software programs. Today, marketing managers rely heavily on computers to analyze complex information and make better decisions. There are many sophisticated software programs available that helps with critical marketing tasks like market segmentation, price fixing, and setting advertising budget. This MDSS component is what makes the MIS truly interactive and powerful. This second diagram provides a more complex and complete view of how all these pieces fit together. As you can see, at the very center you have the four components we just discussed: internal record, marketing intelligence, market research, and MDSS, all the interacting within the developing information block. Now look to the left. You have the marketing managers. They are performing their functions of analysis, planning, implementation, and control. They interact with the system by assessing information needs and distributing information. On the right, you have the marketing environment. This is where the data comes from. It includes the target market, marketing channels, competitors, public, and all the macro environment forces. The MIS component acts as a bridge, gathering information from the environment on the right, processing it into the center, and providing it to the managers on the left. The entire framework, as the arrow show, exists to facilitate marketing decisions and communication. Let's quickly recap those four components. First, we have internal records, which provides reliable insights information from company's own operation. Second, marketing intelligence, which collects information from external sources in the environment. Third, marketing research, which is a specific process used to solve a specific marketing problem. Fourth, the marketing decision support system, which is consist of tools that helps managers analyze all this data and make a better marketing decision. We now arrive at our final topic, which is a common point of confusion for many students: the difference between MIS and MR. We have already stated that they are not substitute and that the scope of MR is narrow while scope of MIS is wide. This table on the slide provides a very clear side-by-side comparison. Let's spend a few minutes analyzing these differences in detail as it is critical distinction to understand. Let's walk through these differences row by row based on the table. First, meaning an MIS is a permanent and continuous process to collect, analyze and supply relevant information for effective decision in general. Marketing research is a systematic process of collecting and analyzing information to solve a specific marketing problem. This leads directly to scope. The scope of MIS is wide. The scope of MR is narrow. This is just a small part of overall MIS. Third, nature. An MIS is more general in nature. It can help solve many types of marketing problem. MR is very specific and particular. It can also solve a single type of problem at a time. Fourth, orientation. This is a key difference. An MIS is more future oriented when compared to MR. Marketing research, because it focus on specific problem that is happening now, is more past and present oriented. Next, operation. An MIS is permanent and continuous system. It has a starting point but no ending point. On the other hand, marketing research is not a continuous system. It is only used when company face a specific problem. So it has both starting point and a end point. Finally, computers. An MIS is heavily based on the use of computer for its entire operation. On the other hand, MR, while it is certainly making use of computer, primarily use them only for the analysis stage of its information. This brings us to the end of our lecture on marketing information system. Let's quickly summarize the main points we have covered today. We begin by defining the MIS as a permanent and continuous process that collects, analyzes and supplies information to marketing managers to help them make final decision. We identified its key features, noting that it is the computer-based, future-oriented and continuous. We then discuss the essentials of a good MIS, highlighting that it must be unified, quick and accurate, economical and also selective. We then broke the system down into four core components, that is internal record, marketing intelligence, marketing research and marketing decision support system. Finally, clearly distinguish between MIS and MR, establishing that MIS is the wide, continuous and future-oriented system, while MR is the narrow, project-based and present-oriented function that solves some specific problem. Thank you all for your attention in today's lecture. In our next class, we will begin with the topic market segmentation. See you all then.